and to provide for their children was great to witness. So trying to think if there's anything else I should tell you. I sat in on a few interviews with people coming in. So there was a woman coming from DBS who came in for an interview. There has to be a lot of communication between the staff and between the residents because it is communal living, and there was a lot of disagreements and a lot of just hard situations that each of them were bringing to the table, and so things would be escalated very quickly in the house. So all of the staff had to be aware of that in order to maintain the household, and that goes into the interview process. Like the staff comes together after each interview process to decide, is this woman going to be able to live with the residents that we already have? So yeah, but I did appreciate like their openness and their collaboration with one another and working together to provide for the residents.
Well, Erin's, where she was at, that's considered a bureaucracy. There's a certain organizational culture with that. We'll talk more about this next year, of like very rigid, fast-paced, impersonal, the deadlines and that. How would you describe the organizational culture at Milagros? What's the client there? What are some words that you would associate with that?
I would say that, well, they have a new supervisor, so they're restructuring a lot of things, but it's fairly routine in that they go to school every Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2, I believe it is, and every Friday they meet with their case manager, or whatever you would like to call her, and then there's parenting classes that aren't required for them but are open for them to attend. So I would say there's a underlying structure that they follow, but it's pretty fluid in that the clients have access to the staff at all times that they're there. I mean, the staff is there from 9 to 4, Monday through Friday, and then the weekends there's no staff. So the clients are able to come to the staff during those hours and say, okay, like this is what's happening, can you help me with this? There's not really like appointments necessarily. There are certain appointments for when they have to go take a test or go to WIC or go to any of their services, but other than that, it's pretty fluid, and they're able to come to the staff with their needs at that time because it's their house. So,
Good. Thank you.
So I have a question. So like, the staff don't live there with them? Like nobody lives there with them? It's just the families?
no, they're very focused on keeping that independency for the clients. Like they are to conduct themselves as if they're living in their own home. They're to clean it, to care for it, and to maintain the household. That's not the staff's responsibility.
So like, do you think they did that? I mean, like, what was there issues with them
Not cleaning.
yeah, like not, like, was there issues between like families or like, how was that?
Yeah. In regards to maintaining the house, there's a chore schedule for each mother to clean a specific area of the house, their own areas to be kept clean, and then all of the communal areas. But something that we ran into a lot is they don't know what clean actually is. They don't have a standard for clean. So what they started to do was to look and see if they actually attempted to clean. And so if they did attempt to clean, then then they got checked off. Like, they have a demerit system, so like if they don't do a chore, they get a demerit and all of that. But oftentimes, if they attempted to clean and it wasn't sufficient, then one of the staff members would say, hey, let's go try this again, and let me show you the best way to do it.
It's based on an education model.
Yeah, like, because they don't really have a standard of clean, they just, it's whatever they grew up with is their standard, and so our standards are very different from their standards, so.
Because they are required to like be pursuing education, what if, for instance, they were to fail their GED and just be like, I don't think I want to try it over again? Are they going to get kicked out? Like, how do they manage that requirement with their education?
Well, none of the residents are mandated to stay, so it is their decision. When they come and they apply and they sign the contract, they are saying that they are committed to the education process when they come to Milagro House. So if they're not pursuing higher education, then they have chosen to leave. We don't kick people out, people choose to leave. And that's how they explained it to me, is that nobody is kicked out because they sign up for our model, and our model.
So if they violate curfew or if they violate some other, they could get kicked out,
But there is a
But
demerit
it's-
system in place for them.
It's like a grace period.
Yeah, there's different sections, so like academic demerits, which is like not showing up to class. There's like house demerits, which is not cleaning, and then there's like conduct demerits. And you have to get 3 strikes within each of those
Oh,
to
wow.
be
Yeah.
kicked out. So they put a lot, nobody really wants to kick out a teen mom or a mother with children. So they put a lot of barriers in place for that not to happen. But even while I was there, a mother chose to leave. She didn't want to be a part of the education program anymore, so she chose to leave, and she was only 16, so that was, but yeah.
Kayla?
And then you can just look at that. So I was at CASA, which is Court of Appeals Special Advocate. So basically, they're advocating for children who were abused or neglected. So basically, how a CASA works is that they go through, like, you have to go through training, and the training's 30 hours. So they have training in the spring and in like the fall. So I observed two of like the 4-hour sessions. So basically, how to like help the kid, like when you're interacting with them, like what to do when you're at court, advocating for the kid, and those were the only 2 that I sat in, but like it's a whole long process of it. So how the kid, or like how a CASA is they're referred to by the judge. So like say an incident happened, it is reported to the judge, and then the judge calls up CASA and says, do you have any volunteers that would like to take on this child's case file? So there's about, I don't know how many they said exactly, but there's about 20 to 30 CASAs that are renewed like throughout like or like a semester or like a training, so like the spring. So like this past fall, there was about 30 new CASAs that were appointed to kids that the court had for them. And basically they will stay with the kid until the court case is officially over, or like till the kid is in a safe home or back with their parents. So that's basically how I got it. So I went to 2 court cases throughout the couple months, and one of the court cases was really hard. It was just a really messed up situation with the family. And then like the second, like it was all good. Like they were going to all their sessions with the social worker, they were doing like everything right. So it was kind of like, not neat, but like, it was kind of different to see like how one family is like really like doing it really well, then one family's having a lot of like problems and situations. So that was kind of neat to see how they interacted in court. So basically a volunteer, they go throughout, so like they'll do once every month, because some of them go like once a week, some are like once every week, stuff like that. And they'll meet with the child, just them and the child, like no one else is there, and the child, they'll basically talk to the child and ask like what's been going on, and they will get to know the child really well. And then when they appear in court, the judge will ask the CASAs like how the kid's doing, how they're doing in school, if they're in school, and like the CASA has to know about the kids like really well, like how many brothers they have, how many sisters, like the ages, how they're doing in school, how they're doing out of school. So like it's really important for the CASAs to be able to understand the kids really well when like they appear in court. So it's really important for them. Basically what a CASA does, I was asking my supervisor like what, like when a CASA is assigned, like what it, like some of them have no idea, like this is their first time. The CASA basically gathers information about the kids, like basically like a social worker, like you're getting to know the kid. Then they'll document, like they take documentation very serious. Like you have to document everything, what time your meeting was at. I read through a couple of I actually have some, if you guys want to see it, but they have the court reviews and you have to talk about each thing that happened. So it's like really important for you to like document. Then you have to appear in court, every court hearing, you have to come, even if like you don't speak at all. Like one of the court hearings, they never ask the CASA like any questions. They just ask the social worker. So you always have to be in court. You also recommend services, which I didn't know about this until like 2 weeks ago when I was talking with one of Rebecca Redmond, and they'll kind of like recommend services for the kids or like for their families, and then it says that they'll monitor the case. Like orders, so like they'll go through, read everything, send it to like so like there's CASA volunteer and then there's like a CASA supervisor, and like they'll send all the documentation, the reviews, everything to the supervisor. And then when I was there a couple weeks ago, I sat in on 2 reviews, so like that was kind of neat to see that the volunteer was interacting with the supervisor and telling her like everything that's happened so far. So like that was really neat to see like how involved she was in the child's life, even though she's still a volunteer and she's not getting like paid to do any of this. It's out of like her own will and whatever she wants. So that's what I got out of it.
Did you enjoy CASA?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was like not what I expected at first, but then towards the end I was like, all right, I see how this is going.